this is Nick from Breaker Press Games, and this is the Breaker Bulletin for January 19th, 2024. All right, welcome to the first Breaker Bulletin of 2024. For those of you that are not familiar with what this particular show is about, this is where I give updates on all of the different Kickstarters that we are in the process of completing and shipping. Additionally, any conventions that we're going to be going to, any news on any future projects that are coming up. All that stuff is talked about in the Breaker Bulletin. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. I also encourage you to watch the video all the way to the end. All of those things are very important for the YouTube algorithms. If you would like to support further, you can purchase product or pre-order some of the things that I'm talking about on the Breaker Press web store. Additionally, you can go to Goodman Games, Exalted Funeral, and Noble Knight Games to purchase product from Breaker Press Games. Additionally, I have a Patreon page, and the Patreon page serves two purposes. One is that you get cool stuff in the mail every month. Different class guides and pamphlet adventures and things like that. All of that stuff is a monthly thing that goes out to people that subscribe at $5 and above. Additionally, you have the ability to get a free subscription, become a free member of the Patreon. And for those of you that do that, you have access to all of the work-in-progress content for all of the different Kickstarters that are in the process of shipping or in the process of being completed. It is a fantastic opportunity for you to look at new things that I've been working on and be able to give comments and say, hey, you know, I think that's slightly underpowered or that's slightly overpowered or I don't like this ability. So yeah, it is a great thing to do. So whether you are a paid subscriber or you're a free subscriber, all are welcome on the Breaker Press Patreon. So I am I am dealing with a cough, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So, yeah, the last bulletin was on December 19th or December 20th, one of the two. And a few days later, the day after Christmas, I came down with some sort of COVID-like symptoms. I had the fever, sore throat, flu-like symptoms, cough, and yeah, it was really frustrating. I basically had 2 weeks where I was incapacitated and unable to work because of brain fog and all of these other symptoms. Really annoying. But as I was coming out of that, it was a few days before Midwinter Gaming Convention, and so I utilized those first few days to shake it off and get some work done on Tragedy at Woodwitch Rise because I was going to be running it at Midwinter. So the one thing that I did accomplish, I did have one good day during that 2 weeks of sickness where I had like an hour and a half where I felt kind of okay, and I used that to create a new spell, the last spell that was needed for Sorceress Rites of the Elements. It is a fire spell called Immolating Grasp. You can check that out for free. I will make sure to link that somewhere in the comments. Additionally, as I was recovering, as I said, I was working on Tragedy at Woodwitch Rise. I did a new rumor table, worked on a couple of the encounters, and just in general was getting everything situated for the convention. Midwinter was fantastic. It was a wild time. There was a blizzard. I shouldn't say blizzard. I don't think there were 70-mile-an-hour winds. There was heavy snow here in Milwaukee, enough of a storm that it caused the power to go out at the convention center. Additionally, with all the snow, somebody ran a red light and tore the front off of my car on the Saturday as I was on my way there. All of these stories and more you can read on the Breaker Press Patreon. They are accessible for free. Those will be linked in the comments as well. There was also a very short, little report that I had sent to Joseph Goodman that they posted on the Goodman Games blog. So I will make sure to... yeah, this cough is really annoying. I will make sure to link that as well. At Midwinter, I ran Tragedy at Woodwitch Rise. It was actually during the big boss battle where you're going against the Wood Witch and there's wind and rain and everything's chaotic. And while that was happening, the lights went out. The generators kicked on and put on the emergency lighting, and there were alarms going off. And my crew of 8 people, we just barreled on ahead. A few minutes later, the staff wandered by to let us know that everything was A-okay. But it was an exciting time. As I said, full story in the Breaker Press Patreon. Okay, what else? While I was at Midwinter, Hal, who did the layout for the first printing of... This is a good story. When we first started doing DCC content through Breaker Press Games, Hal was doing my layouts. He did the layout for Rabid Dogs, and then did the layout for the Precipice of Corruption. And then, because his life got really busy, he taught me how to use InDesign and said, fly free. And so I did, and I've been doing so for the last few years now. But Hal has come back into the mix, and he is working on the layout for the Precipice of Corruption hardcover that we are going to kickstart hopefully in March. He's been working along on that. It's very exciting. That will include a bunch of other stuff, possibly some Tome of Debasement stuff, definitely Halo of Flies, some content that was cut from the original Precipice of Corruption. The reason why there's like multiple paths when you get to the intersection right after the bridge is because there was a bunch of different encounters that you could circle around to in the outdoors that were cut, and some of that stuff might come back. We'll have to see how things go with page count as we get closer. That will be exciting because it will be expanded and have cool new stuff, as well as some of the other stuff like the Halo of Flies pamphlet, etc., compiled into that. So Hal is working on that right now. But additionally, while he was at the convention with me, I had this proof copy of the Protectorate of Julian on hand. And since he was the layout guy and he is superior at graphic design to me, I said, Hal, take a look at this and see if there's anything that you don't like. And so he decided that he was unhappy with... I had originally done these maps without any type of borders, and he showed me, he's like, I think they would look much better with borders. And so this week, last night, he actually did some work on putting borders around all of those and a couple other things that he felt needed to be tweaked. And as you can see, there has been a lot of edits and things that I've been working on. I've been working on these since the end of December, then I got sick. But over the weekend, I only have 6 more pages to do. These 2 pages and then the next 4 pages after that, I've just got to go through those and see if there's any edits that I want to make. So between the changes that Hal has been working on and those last 6 pages of edits, we should have this done for all intents and purposes this weekend. Which means that it should go to print next week. I will end up doing one last proof copy, and then it will go to print. This is very exciting news. I know I told everybody that it would ship before January 1st, one of the many deadlines that was missed. But yeah, I got sick. And, though Hal helps out with some stuff, and Alex, our editor, helps out with some stuff, most of the big decisions and creative work and all that is all me. And so when stuff gets derailed because I get sick or something like that, it's on me. As I drop it in the laundry basket. All right, sorry about that. Other thing to note, as an apology for being late with Protectorate of Julian, this encounter, the Bag Bearer, the reason why this is in gold was to match the colors of the Protector of Julian, because everybody that backed the Protector of Julian will be getting this in the mail along with their Protector of Julian for free. This encounter is an NPC that is from the Tower of Julian, Laster Bagbearer, the tax collector, and it is, I've run it twice, and it is so incredibly fun yet frustrating to watch the players interact with the Bagbearer, because you know it's a famine, everybody's starving, some of your characters are in debt. If you know the standard character creation guide, you know the dynamic along with Stennard. And here is this guy demanding that you pay your taxes. And he, of course, is supported by an armed contingent, and it creates a lot of tension. And he's not a bad guy, at least as far as anybody knows, and so it's just really fun to watch. I expect that people will really enjoy hating Laster Bagbearer. So yeah, I'm really excited to get that into people's hands. And yes, if you backed the Protector of Julian, do not buy this. I will be sending a copy on gold for free. All of my Patreon backers already got one of these on gray. So yeah, I hope people are enjoying it as much as I have had, as much fun as I had writing it and running it. So. What else? Let's talk about Tragedy at Woodwitch Rise. So at Midwinter Gaming Convention, as I said, I utilized the time building up in order to work on some of the encounters and the rumor table. Got just a little bit of work done. But I additionally worked on the Gull Wolves when I got back from Midwinter, because I was excited after having run the adventure. Was flipping through, noticed that the Gull Wolves entry was not complete, and decided to knock that out and post it on Patreon. So once again, if you are even a free member of the Patreon page, you will be able to look at that and make comments. Yeah. It's definitely worthwhile at least becoming a free member of the Patreon. And these are the Gull Wolves. Those were drawn by Ricardo Gaspar. He's done a bunch of work on Tragedy at Woodwitch Rise, along with the cover, which was done by Trent Hackenberry. I'm really looking forward to getting that done. My goal is to have a proof copy in my hand by Polar Vortex Con in mid-February. That way I will be able to run it one last time at Polar Vortex, and then we'll send it to print if there's anything after I make any final changes. So that is the timeline on that. So let's talk about the other projects. So there is also Sorceress Rites of the Elements, which I mentioned. Did I mention I posted a new spell, Immolating Grasp? That's up on the Patreon. That was the last spell that was needed. That zine is basically done. I'm still struggling a little with the Elementalist to make it unique, but not difficult to play. Because there's one little thing about it that I'm not 100% sold on, and so it's still going to be a couple more weeks on the Elementalist. So Sorcerer's Rites of the Elements is almost done, but still making some slight tweaks. Stennard Courier Volume 2, you're going to see snippets of that being posted up on the Patreon over the next few weeks. Additionally, Rabid Dogs Volume 2, you'll be seeing some snippets from that being posted up over the next couple of weeks. I will make sure to make note of that in each of the Kickstarter updates for those respective Kickstarters. Let's see. Polar Vortex Con in Naperville, Illinois. That's going to be the next convention that I'm going to be at. I'm going to sign up for that tonight. Additionally, I'm already signed up for GaryCon and CincyCon. 2 out of the 4 events that I've submitted for GaryCon have been approved. I'm waiting for the other approvals to come through. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming up. But I'm really excited about it, and hopefully you're excited about that stuff too. Once again, this is Nick from Breaker Press Games. Yeah, thank you for supporting indie games and indie game designers. Lots of cool, fun stuff coming up, and I will talk to you soon.